is going on, guys? We're starting off the video here with the Coyote swap project. Like this video because I think my camera just broke and that's like $2,000. So anyways, we are working on the Coyote swap project today, and we haven't had a ton of time to work on this. So let's just hop into it. So we are filming this on the iPhone. Camera is not working. So we actually got this On3 charge piping, and I think that's what we're going to use to connect that to the intercooler. Normally on an S550, charge pipe goes straight down, hits the intercooler, comes right back, boom. But on our setup, it's a little bit different. So we kind of got a few things going on. We're working on the fuel system. We were actually just looking at the video of when we put the 03 Cobra fuel system in my Redfire Terminator, and we're actually using that fuel system. So right here we have the original fuel rails off of that. We're using 2020 GT500 62-pound injectors with this setup. We got a aeromotive regulator. I think it's a 10 feed, 8 return fuel system. It's a Division X hat. So this is the lethal 2,000 horsepower, 1,400 horsepower, I don't know what they call it, fuel system, but it should be plenty enough for us to make 700, 650. What was the original number I said I was going to make?
Original number?
Yeah, original.
Yeah, we're just going to take this engine out of this truck and throw it in the car and drive it around. And then, oh, you know me. Years from now, 700 horsepower. We didn't even get the engine in the car.
So we're going to try to make like 650 wheel with the Pro Charger and see where that goes. Pro Charger looks awesome, polished. There's also some shiny stuff down there, some new wheels that will be showing off here soon too. So we'll take you along with us on the journey and see what we can get knocked out today. All right, guys, so we spent about 2 hours today. Not too much time, but we got the charge piping pretty much all done up. We now have a hole right there. We're gonna paint and clean that up, make sure it looks nice. Pro Charger has some fingerprints on it, but it was really lucky that I actually picked up this On3 charge pipe from a subscriber. And that was helpful because the Pro Charger comes with this black one for the S550, because on S550s, the charge pipe goes straight down. We didn't have room to do that. But if you look, we are now 100% connected. So if we were to start this, we have everything connected. So we're gonna work on getting a lot more things banged out tomorrow, and we'll check back in. We also have the fuel system routed. This is how it was on my Cobra. So this is called, I believe, the deadhead versus a traditional return. I may eventually switch this over to basically feed the rails first, then the regulator. But right now it feeds the regulator, which feeds the rails, and then the regulator returns. So that's kind of the old school, not the best way to do the fuel system, but it will work for the power level that we're looking at. So I think it looks awesome. Well. So Volvo power steering is the main objective for this morning. Since we used the Mustang timing cover and didn't use any of the swap brackets, we got to do Volvo electric power steering. And we actually just test fitted the Terminator's new wheels. These have very similar offset and tire. We wanted to make sure that the pump isn't going to interfere with that because my tires aren't here for this one yet. So we use that for test fitment, and looks pretty good. What's going on here?
Well, we're gonna sand down some of this rust, flaky paint, and then we're gonna spray all this because northern car, so rust.
Yep, just dropped the tank out because we got to put the 03 or 4 Cobra tank, twin pump hat set up, and Blake is insistent on fixing my rusty issues.
Why not? We're here. We don't have to spray the tank, so.
There you go. Wow. Let's see with the flash on, you can really see how much of a rusty piece of crap this car is. Yikes. taped up.
I sanded down a lot of this, what I could reach. I tried to get in here as best I can. I scuffed it up at least.
This thing's a rusty piece of shit, dude.
It's all really surface stuff except for this right over here.
All right. We ready?
Yeah, make sure this is covered.
I don't think Blake's ever seen a rusty car like this. This is what we call mint. No rust.
I bet up in Rhode Island, it's
Yeah, up in Rhode Island, dude, this thing's got no rot. It's fucking mint.
not terrible. Definitely not.
With the flash on, it looks really bad.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I bet the camera makes it probably look a lot worse than it actually is. Over here is the scary part. Like all this is surface. That's the scary section.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks really bad on camera, but it's not that bad.
At least we're half-ass addressing it.
Yeah, so it won't get worse.
At least we're proving to the car we care.
All right. What rust?
That's awesome.
All right, so Brad is back, and we got the fuel system torn out, or the stock fuel system torn out the other day. And here is the Division X lethal hat. We got twin 465 pumps, a brand new 03 Cobra level sender, and we're gonna be wiring that into the GT wiring that we have here. So we got a factory gauge. We also have an 0304 Cobra tank. Anything fall in there? No, it should have been sealed up. I think Brad has to find some hardware for the hat. This is the original OG fuel system out of the Red Fire Terminator. So that's gonna go in there. Should be plenty for what we're doing. Yeah. We got the lines somewhat ran, although we actually have to probably switch this around. But that fuel filter we're actually gonna mount like right here. So we're gonna switch that line around. But one important thing we got to figure out, because this car has side exhaust, is where to run these. Brad was thinking basically right along here, then down around. Just got to watch out for drive shaft, but also have to watch out for the side exhaust. So some fun obstacles for sure.
Basically just try and mimic what is factory on here, but with AN lines. Try and
yeah, because that is how the factory lines, they do run right to that side of the drive shaft. So essentially do the same thing over there with that. Nice. All right, big progress update. Brad and I spent a bit of time today on the car. We got oil in there, we got oil in the engine. We almost had coolant in the engine, but we had a leak with the coolant line to the T, so we're gonna pick up a new one of those tomorrow. Charge pipes are looking good. Brad got some wiring done inside the car. The car has power now. We also are pulling the stock file, so we can go ahead and get a startup file for the injectors and fuel system and Pro Charger. Brad got some of the wiring done there. We put some stock taillights in it because the ones that were tinted in it were just, they looked awful. So those are in there. We got power, part of the fuel system, wiring is there, but kind of looks like a mess, but it's actually not. It's actually really clean. So this is getting that mount right there, but yeah, we're pulling the stock file out of it, so we'll be ready to get the startup going.
We're one step closer to drawing out the last to-do list item.
I ain't getting gapped by you. We know that. All right, so I just went ahead and built the 2 relay system with the 2 inline fuses. That's gonna run right off the battery. So we'll get the power there. We will go ahead and ground the relays. We have the 2 pump power and the trigger. We actually already have the trigger wire ran from the power by the hour control pack. That runs back here. That's gonna trigger the relay and then therefore trigger the 2 pumps. So it looks like we got quite a bit of extra. So we're gonna cut that down. I guess like right here. That'll be some extra wire. And then we will strip that. Actually, I'd like to test real quick to make sure that that has key on power. Good old power probe. So there should be no power. And then you want to go key it on.
Yep. Good?
That's it. Good to go. So now with that test in mind, we know that the trigger will 100% work. So that makes that easy. I can go ahead and permanently connect these. And we won't have any issues. We will get power, trigger, I have some nicer crimp connectors, but they aren't as big as these yellow ones. So these yellow ones are usually work pretty well for me.
Where's the ground point at?
I can ground it really anywhere.
Best to be chassis grounded if you're grounding it to the battery, that is. Right there would probably work. Is that a frame structural piece?
Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, could be that.
Because do remember a lot of the body panels and stuff this car is connected with has seam sealer in the middle of it. So if the battery is connected to a frame rail, it won't get a good ground.
Yeah, the battery is connected down there. You got a nice ground on it.
I'd probably like scuff up in there.
Who knows? Brad might even change the ground.
Why don't you just go to the battery?
Same problem as the other one. There we go. Brad, what'd you do to my ugly looking harness?
I make things look pretty.
That looks awesome. So I think the last clip I showed on this, there was wires everywhere. And I'm sure people were probably like, that looks like crap. And I was like, yeah, but it works. And then Brad just went, and I mean, that looks so good. Relays, nice and easy to access. Fuse is easy to access. Battery tied down. Sweet.
I tried.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so my friend Nathan sends out these harnesses that we have stripped. That way we can get our factory AC and gauges working. That's actually what Brad's working on right now. So I will put a diagram up here on screen so that way you guys can see. But basically we run the factory coil harness wire into the control pack engine harness connector side. We have the pin out on there. But basically, we're just gonna splice oil pressure and one wire for RPM. And after that, our AC should work in the car too, which is pretty awesome. Because the AC needs to see a minimum of, I believe, coolant temp and RPM. And it needs to be able to control the fan. And then everything else will work. So, yeah, it's very simple. It's actually the same setup that we wired into the Terminator that we have right here. The PCM in this car is mounted down here in the fender well, where on that car we decided to mount it basically stock location for 11 to 14. So that's why it's right there. It's cool having both of these cars to kind of reference, and we probably will end up carrying over a lot of the things we've learned on this car over to that one. You know, we just kind of learned the best way to do it. We didn't do that swap on that car, but we learned a lot with this one. What's going on, guys? I think we are moments away from hearing this thing start for the first time. There's a few things that we have to still button up after we get it started, but we want to verify that it starts up on the tune that's in it, and then we will get a proper tune for the injectors and ProCharger. We're just trying to get it fired up. We're missing one wideband on one side. We got to weld in a bung. We got to do some cleanup with some vacuum lines and a bunch of other little things, but the fuel system is in. If you saw in the other video, the fuel system is plumbed. We got some vacuum lines hooked up. The ProCharger's on. Coolant lines are all made, which we actually made pretty much all of the coolant lines out of factory Coyote coolant lines with a Napa hose for the lower radiator hose. So I was able to do all of that. I'm using this ProCharger coolant tank, pretty cool. Fits pretty much perfectly in between the charge pipe and the ProCharger. So yeah, hopefully you'll be hearing this thing fire up. It is open exhaust. It's got some straight pipes coming off the header, so it's gonna be loud like the Fox body was, but we're gonna get the side exhaust hooked up. That's another thing on the second to-do list. So this is the official to-do list. We have knocked out a lot of things on here. We're doing the coolant tee right now, tightening the fuel lines, put some transmission fluid in it. These are some things to do afterwards. Blake put that, but Blake's the only one getting gapped. Boost gauge, we'll wire that in, that's no big deal. Battery relocation's done, I guess we can cross that off. We got power. So, hopefully we'll see it start up.
Yes. If you like them.
We ready?
Ready.
Okay. Oh, wow. It runs. I think she runs.
It does.
It's not gonna run good because the tune's like
God, no.
pretty far off. But oh wait, did the pedal just get stuck under the mat? I think that might have been what happened.
Possibly could.
That's pretty sick though. I think that might have been what happened. Sounds like it runs good, engine-wise. Oh, you hear it? Rev it a little bit. All right, so we need some tuning, but she runs.
It does.
So
Clean some stuff up and get a tune.
get some exhaust on this thing, Jesus. It's only running on a 1 wideband, stock injector tune with the 62-pound injectors, whatever MAF this is. So that's why it's gonna run like really funky, but it seems like, from what we can hear, the engine doesn't knock.
Yeah.
Pro Charger sounds like it's pro charging, and we just got to clean up, you know, a lot. But I'm excited. That's sweet.
Yeah, I'm happy. A couple little hiccups here and there, but she's doing good.
Yeah.